The unarmed Earth shuttle glided between two warring fleets, the last desperate move of a species with no warships to spare. On open comms, the galaxy laughed.
They're already placing bets on how fast you'll break. Don't let your ego write a tragedy.
Ego. He thinks this is about ego. The tragedy is already written, Admiral. I am just here to revise the ending.
The two battle groups drifted in silent menace, their guns glowing, the airwaves thick with mockery from a dozen species. They had seen diplomats fail, fleets crumble. One human with an earpiece seemed like a bad joke.
Let them laugh. Laughter is just fear wearing a mask.
Her pilot, Ensign Rivas, kept his eyes forward, knuckles white on the controls. Even he didn't believe. The shuttle docked with a soft thud. The station's airlock hissed open, revealing armed guards from the rebel fleet. Patricia stood, adjusted her earpiece, and stepped out.
Take me to Commander Vektar. I am unarmed, but my words aren't. 60 minutes, that's what they gave me. Time to show the galaxy what a single voice can do.
The guards escorted her into a stark command room. Commander Vektar sat behind a metal desk, his cybernetic eyes scanning her with open disdain.
Earth sends a gray-haired female to negotiate with warriors. Is this a joke, or do you have a death wish?
Neither. I am here to talk. Show me the hostages. Then we'll discuss terms.
Vektar laughed, a gravelly sound, but waved for the guards. They led her through cold corridors to a sealed holding bay. Inside, 24 human prisoners sat on the metal floor, guarded by armed reptilians. Their faces showed exhaustion and fear.
These people have been here too long. One of them keeps looking at me. She knows something.
They've been working in the reactor room. I heard them say it could destroy the entire sector.
Before Patricia could ask more, a guard pulled her back. Vektar's voice boomed from the wall speakers.
Your tour is over. You have 60 minutes to convince the Concord to withdraw. Fail, and I destroy their fleet and this station.
60 minutes, and something in that reactor could kill us all first. There's more to this than a hostage standoff. Commander, the hostages mentioned a reactor threat. Let me inspect it, or this station becomes a fireball before your deadline.
You have 10 minutes. My guards will escort you. One false move, and you will wish you never left Earth.
The guards led Patricia and the engineer Leah through sealed blast doors to the reactor bay. The air hummed with raw energy.
That's it. They melted on the main core. If it blows, the magnetic bottle fails, and the core goes critical.
This isn't rebel tech. The casing is Concord grade. Someone planted this to trigger a mutual massacre.
As Patricia reached for a diagnostic port, a red light blinked on the device. A holographic countdown flared, full 5 o'clock, and dropping.
It activated. We can't call Vektar. He'll think we tampered with it. We need Earth's help, now.
She pulled out a tight-beam comm unit, keyed in an emergency encryption, and spoke toward the small screen.
Admiral Chelsea, this is Hartfield. A third-party bomb is in the station's reactor. It will destroy everything. I need your help. If he doesn't respond, we'll have to defuse this ourselves. And I am no demolitionist.
Patricia tried to bypass the bomb's encryption, but a lockout flared. Concord military-grade security, no civilian override.
It's Concord military encryption. We can't break it without their command codes. We're completely locked out.
On the Concord flagship, Ambassador Solara Vex activated a covert burst transmission, a warning aimed directly at Patricia's console.
A warning from Solara. There's a traitor in the Concord fleet. That explains the bomb.
Before Patricia could process the warning, the console flickered and Commodore Terrell's smirking face appeared, overriding all channels.
You can't stop my bomb, human. Both fleets will burn, and I'll emerge as the galaxy's savior.
You are the mole. You want both fleets to destroy each other so you can seize power.
Terrell laughed harshly and activated a jamming signal. Patricia's comms crackled into dead
sabotaging my station.
Look at the evidence. A Concorde bomb on your reactor, planted by a traitor who wants both fleets dead.
Could it be? The Concorde are dishonorable, but this would destroy them too.
Patricia, unmuted. Terrell's last transmission. His voice filled the bay, sneering about becoming the galaxy's savior.
Terrell. I know that name. He's been pushing the Concorde to attack.
Vector's eyes narrowed as he cross-checked the transmission signature on his own datapad. It matched the same Concorde officer his spies had flagged as unusually aggressive.
So a Concorde dog wants us all dead. Then we kill him first. I order a temporary ceasefire, but only until Terrell is dealt with.
That's all I ask. We stop the bomb, and then we stop the war.
Moments later, the rebel fleet's guns went silent. A fragile truce settled over the station, but the bomb timer still ticked down. 32 minutes. Patricia keyed a direct line to Solara Vex on the Concorde flagship. The truce had bought minutes, not hours.
Ambassador, Terrell is the mole. He planted a bomb on the station. You need to arrest him now, understood? Security teams are moving. But he's a Commodore. It could get messy.
On the Concorde bridge, armed officers rushed Terrell. He drew a concealed pistol and fired, sparks erupting from a console.
You think this ends with me? The fleets will annihilate each other, and I'll be remembered.
He was tackled to the deck, but not before his hand slapped a hidden trigger on the command chair.
Patricia, Terrell activated an auto-fire sequence. Both fleets' weapons are locked. 15 minutes until discharge. The bomb's resonance trigger is active. If any ship fires, the reactor detonates. This isn't just a standoff. It's mutual suicide. Vector, don't fire. The bomb's resonance trigger is active. One shot and we all die.
In the reactor bay, the bomb timer suddenly accelerated. 22 minutes and racing. Terrell hadn't just primed the fleets. He'd sped the countdown. Patricia keyed a simultaneous channel to both fleet commanders. Her face appeared on their main screens, calm and unyielding.
I have 22 minutes to convince you to save yourselves. Listen to me, or we all die.
The Concorde will fire first the moment we lower our shields. I won't stand down while they have me in their sights.
And we will not disarm while a rebel fleet with a grudge threatens our homes. This is not trust, it's suicide.
They're so blinded by old wounds that they can't see the fire coming. Hatred is a chain, and it's about to snap. If they won't listen to words, they'll see the cost. No more debates.
Across every screen on both fleets, footage of past war atrocities appeared. Burned colonies, dead civilians, children and rubble.
This is what your hatred has already caused. More death will not make it right. It will only make more ashes.
On the Concorde bridge, the tactical officer froze. Ambassador Vex turned away from the screens, her composure cracking.
The faces, they could be the ones I lost, but the Concorde took them. They can't be allowed to win.
Commander Victor lost his entire family in a Concorde raid. He's been fighting ever since. That's the wound that drives him.
Loss makes people dangerous, but it also makes them blind. If I can reach that grief, maybe he'll see Vector. I know you lost your family, but more death won't bring them back. It will only make more orphans.
She uses my pain against me, but the Concorde must pay, must they?
Patricia, the Concorde captain, offers a mutual withdrawal if Vector powers down his weapons first. It's the only concession we can give.
Vector, the Concorde will withdraw if you stand down first. This could be the start of trust.
Trust. They raided my world and murdered my kin. I will not be the first to lower my guns.
Then we're all dead. The bomb timer is under 10 minutes. Your pride will kill us all.
In the reactor bay, the digits on the bomb clicked down relentlessly. 947, 946. The station's core hummed a death rattle.
Words are all I have. If I can't reach him, no bomb on this station is resonance triggered. If any ship in either fleet fires, the reactor goes critical. Everyone within 1,000 clicks dies.
A resonance trigger. Then we are all sitting on a star's core, waiting for a spark.
Then Tyrell's trap is worse than we imagined. We can't fire, and we can't fire, and we can't let the auto-fire fire.
There is one way. Both fleets must manually shut down weapon systems at the exact same moment. I will coordinate the countdown.
She asks me to trust my enemy's word, but if I refuse, my crew dies for a traitor's scheme. I will do it. But if the Concorde betrays us, I swear on my family's memory, I will ram them with my dying ship.
The Concorde captain agrees. He says no honorable commander would sacrifice his own people to destroy a foe. We will follow your count.
In the reactor bay, the bomb timer hit 6 minutes. The auto-fire sequence was 3 minutes away. Every second now was borrowed from death.
They're both listening. For the first time, they're not waiting for a weapon to fire. They're waiting for a voice.
On both flagships, the tactical officers relayed the simultaneous power-down order. 2 fleets, one fragile thread of trust. Patricia's voice cut through the tense silence of both bridges, steady as a heartbeat. She began the countdown with 10 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Don't flinch. Stay with me.
At 5, a Concorde tactical officer shouted, forward cannons still locked. The countdown stuttered, and panic flickered across the bridge.
It's a residual power spike. We can override, but we need 2 seconds to purge the safeties.
2 seconds. In the time it takes to blink, everything could end. But hesitating is a death sentence. It's just a simulation lock. Trust the process. Keep going. I am still counting.
At 2, Victor's weapon console flickered red. A warning blinked. Core power unresolved. His crew held their breath.
If I finish the shutdown and the Concorde doesn't, my crew dies dishonored. And if I don't, we all burn.
Vector, trust me. Now. You have my word. I swear on my life.
At 0, both commanders slammed the override. The guns retracted simultaneously. The bomb timer halted at 2:13. Patricia's legs buckled. She caught the console, her breath a ragged sob. On the rebel bridge, Vector keyed the station-wide comms. His voice was heavy, but the words were clear. Release the hostages. Moments later, the holding bay doors hissed open.
You did it! I never thought anyone could talk their way out of a war. Thank you.
Patricia walked toward her shuttle, past the freed hostages who watched in silence, past the guards who now saluted. Outside, floating camera drones caught every step.
They mocked me as a joke. Now the same frequency carries silence instead of laughter. Words really can beat warships.
Hartfield, you pulled off a miracle. Earth owes you. I never believed a single negotiator could do it, but you proved me wrong.
Belief wasn't required, just a voice and a few minutes. I hope the peace holds, Admiral. That's the only debt I'll collect.
Before the shuttle sealed, a small rebel drone floated inside, extending a claw that held a data chip. Vector's voice crackled over a private channel.
A parting gift, or evidence of something more. Vector's not one for sentiment.
The shuttle, detached from the station, gliding into the quiet dark between the 2 fleets, now like silent monuments to a war that never came. Patricia had stopped a war with words, but the small chip in her hand promised a war yet to be fought. Alone in the shuttle, Patricia inserted Vector's data chip into the console. The screen flickered, then filled with classified Earth military logs.
These are payment transfers from Chelsea's personal encryption. He funded Terrell's entire operation.
The document on screen read, funds authorized for Operation False Flag. Ensure both fleets are annihilated. Signed, Admiral Chelsea.
Chelsea didn't just doubt me. He orchestrated the whole crisis. My own people tried to start a war.
Before she could process the shock, the console chimed. Admiral Chelsea's face materialized, his expression clouded.
Hartfield, I see you've opened the chip. That data is classified. You will erase it immediately for the security of Earth.
You funded Terrell. You nearly killed thousands. Why?
Because the galaxy respects power, not words. A decisive war would have positioned Earth as the dominant force. You ruined that. Destroy the chip, Hartfield. That's an order. Do it for the greater good.
The hologram faded. Patricia stared at the chip, her hand trembling. The truth was a weapon, and she alone decided where to aim it. With trembling fingers, Patricia keyed the wideband transmitter. She loaded the chip, encryption broken, the evidence raw and damning.
I won't bury the truth, even if it costs everything. This is Patricia Hartfield, Earth Negotiator. What you are about to see is the Admiralty's seal on a false flag operation.
The transmission went live on every receiver in the system. Payment logs, orders, Chelsea's signature. The galaxy's new war had been bought from Earth.
The galaxy deserves the truth, even if it costs me everything.
She released the console, slumping into her seat. The shuttle hummed, alone and exposed, carrying a weight heavier than any weapon. On Earth's flagship, Admiral Chelsea's knuckles went white. The bridge erupted in silent panic. Arrest her, he growled to the captain. The Concorde and rebel fleets, still floating in ceasefire, received the data on their main screens. A chilling silence settled over all bridges.
I've stopped a war with words, but some wars require truth, not just silence.
The Earth fleet received its orders. 3 cruisers altered course, closing on the tiny shuttle. Patricia saw them coming and didn't move. The shuttle hatch hissed open. 2 Earth Marines in combat armor stepped inside, rifles aimed. Patricia rose, hands open, face serene. Before they could restrain her, the main screen flickered. Commander Vector's face appeared, his cybernetic eye dimmed with respect.
You saved my fleet and my honor. Wherever they take you, warrior, my clan will remember.
On the Concorde flagship, Ambassador Solara Vex opened a parallel channel and bowed her silver head.
You proved that words can defeat warships. The galaxy will never forget this day.
The Marines hesitated, then made no move to block the transmission. The image of Patricia being led away, with alien commanders saluting, was now written across the stars.
They mocked Earth's single negotiator. Then I spoke. That's enough for one lifetime.
She walked out of the shuttle without resistance, her gray hair catching the light of a million watching screens. The shuttle's autopilot hummed, carrying no one now. The prisoner was gone, but her testimony remained as the Earth fleet engulfed the tiny craft. Vectar's last transmission echoed, "Humanity, you do not know what you have created." On Earth, a swift military tribunal convened. Patricia stood in the center, alone, as holographic screens showed alien ambassadors watching from across the stars. The verdict read, guilty of breaching military secrets, but acting in defense of galactic peace. Sentence, permanent house arrest on a remote colony.
A cage made of my own words, but a cage with stars for walls.
The judges' faces were stone, but the public gallery, muted and distant, stirred with a rumble that no ruling could suppress. As she was led away, the holographic screens flickered. Vectar and Solara bowed in unison, a silent testament.
The Concorde will not forget. Her voice ended a war.
A warrior with no claws, yet stronger than all of us. Let her enemies tremble at the memory of her silence.
Patricia did not look back. She walked with the same steady pace that had carried her into the station, between the fleets. The sentence was exile, but the galaxy already called her the Negotiator, a name no bars could contain, far from the fleets. The war that never happened became a legend, and at its center, a gray-haired human who rewrote the rules with words alone on a remote Earth colony. Patricia knelt in a small garden, her hands deep in soil. The air smelled of fresh rain. A courier drone descended, placing a handwritten letter on the stone bench. The envelope read only, "To the Negotiator. studying engineering again because of you. You taught us that even the softest voice can end a war. Thank you, Leah.
She's building things now. That's more than any speech could give.
She folded the letter carefully and placed it in her pocket. A light breeze stirred the garden, and she returned to her plants. The sky darkened into a velvet black, scattered with stars. She looked up, recognizing the cluster where the fleets had once aimed their cannons.
All that firepower, and a few words turned it into silence. Maybe that's the real weapon.
She sat on the bench, the letter resting over her heart. No cameras, no missions, just a quiet evening earned by words. In the silence of her exile, Patricia Hartfield had found the one thing no fleet could give her: peace. The stars shone on, indifferent to warships and treaties, content to simply bear witness to the quiet of a woman who had spoken enough. 3 days later, heavy footsteps crunched on the garden path. Patricia looked up from the soil, her hands covered in earth.
Commander Vector, I didn't expect to see you here.
I came to thank you, to tell you that peace is holding. No shots fired since that day.
Words only work when someone is willing to listen. You were.
You gave me no choice. You reminded me of what I lost and what I could still save.
I am glad you chose the living.
They stepped outside into the cool night. The stars were a silent fire, and Vector tilted his head toward the cluster where the fleets had once faced off.
The galaxy is quiet tonight because of you.
Patricia nodded once, a small, tired smile crossing her lips. Vector turned and walked slowly back toward the road, his silhouette merging with the dark. The Negotiator's garden was her fortress, and the silence was her victory across the galaxy. Patricia Hartfield's negotiation broadcast echoed through public screens, a recording that had become a legend. The galaxy deserves the truth, even if it costs me everything. On a bustling Concord trade station, the transmission halted all commerce. Merchants and travelers stood frozen, listening. This is what your hatred has already cost. More death will not make it right. On a rebel cruiser, veteran soldiers watched the footage in silence, their claws slack on powered-down weapons. One shot and we all die in a crowded city square. A child pointed at the screen and asked, "Who is that?" Her mother answered simply, "The Negotiator." The recording ended with her calm, gray-haired image frozen on countless screens across the cosmos. The galaxy had mocked Earth's single negotiator. Then she spoke, and they would never forget. On the neutral world of Talos, the Concord and the rebels convened. Earth was not invited, but one human presided over the ceremony. A massive hologram of Patricia Hartfield, the Negotiator, shimmered behind the podium, her steady gaze watching over the proceedings.
We signed this treaty, not out of fear, but because one voice showed us a different future.
Her words disarmed our fleets. Today, they disarm our hatred.
Vector Her voice had been a weapon sharper than any laser, cutting through armor and into the soul. The image lingered, her expression calm, as if witnessing the lasting peace she had spoken into existence. Then, gently, the screen faded to black, leaving only the echo of her words and the hard-won silence they had